Welcome back, everybody. It's tier list day. We are doing American stand-up comedians tier list. Now, I suck with names. That's something that's prominent on this channel. So A, if I butcher the names, I'm sorry. And B, if I don't remember their name but remember their comedy, it's just how my brain works. Blame it on my dyslexia or something. I don't know. Who cares? So, we have the tier list set up as top tier, great, good, meh, shit, hack, and then I added never seen because there is some on here that I haven't seen. And yeah, this is gonna be a tough one because there is a lot of comedians here, as you can see, and I don't quite know. I feel like I'm gonna have to be doing a lot of adjusting. Don't get offended if I don't like your comedian. Some comedians make comedy for different types of people, and it may just not hit my funny bone. So we're starting off with a decent one. Patton Oswalt. Pat, I'm not running to get tickets for him if he's coming to town, but I would definitely go see him. I think he's funny. I also really like what his wife does. She does some true crime shit. He's great on podcasts, but he's just not my flavor necessarily. John Mulaney, fantastic, funny. I definitely enjoy most of his shows. I don't know how much he does podcast wise, but I've enjoyed a lot of his content. I don't know who this is. Monique, she's meh. She's pretty funny. Some of it not necessarily funny to me, but some of it's really good. Steve Harvey, great. Steve Harvey, I loved watching reruns of his stand-up during the 90s. I had Kings of Comedy growing up. Like, Steve Harvey's a goat for a reason. Same with Bernie Mac. They're R.I.P. It's sad that he passed away because I'd love to see what he'd be doing today. Richard Pryor. I mean, I feel like it's always, everyone's always going to say top tier because he's like, when you think of Mount Rushmore of like comedy, like greats, like people who really put comedy into a different place, Richard Pryor is always there. And I agree. You can still go back and watch some of his shit and it still holds up to this day. Phyllis Diller, I've heard the name, but I don't know if I've ever watched it. Joan Rivers, pretty good. She's definitely got some good takes. Dave Attell, for me, is definitely in that great tier list. Maybe even in top tier, but definitely gonna start here and see where we end up. Dane Cook. Dane Cook was really prominent when I was younger in school, and he got quoted a lot, and then he started making movies and got extremely popular. But this is right where he would be. He's either at the top of meh or he's at the bottom of good. And I just don't know. Like, meh for me doesn't mean bad. Shit and hack mean bad. But meh is like, if it was like $25 to see him like local comedy store, I'm probably going. But I'm not like paying. Like, all these guys, I would, like, if I were to rate this, it'd be like shit tier, like, hey, I'm out and about and they're performing and I'm drunk, okay. Meh, I'd probably pay like $25. Good, I'd probably pay like 50. Great, I would be willing to pay 100 plus. Top tier, whatever it is, you know. Carlos Mencia, we all know. We don't need to rehash it. If you don't know, you can go Google the Carlos Mencia issues, whatever. He's fake. Robin Williams, his stand-up is so good, but people are always so shocked when they go and watch it because they picture Robin Williams as the heartfelt, like, you know, the dad everyone wanted, like the grandpa, like the Robin Williams, like he's so sweet. Like, his stand-up was raunchy as shit, and it was hilarious. Lisa Lampanelli, I am not a big fan of Lisa Lampanelli. I get it. Like, she makes comedy for women, and that's, you know, that I get it, but I just don't know how to explain it. Like, there's guys who make a lot of jokes about penises, and I don't always. I find like only 5% of it funny because it's got to be clever because it's so overdone. Lisa Lampanelli makes a lot of jokes about her vagina, and it's all the same shit. Like, but I have to give her props. She did create like a whole genre of comedy that's like kind of her own. Like, it's all like the raunchy female comedian. Like, that was Lisa Lampanelli for me. I don't know who Morgan Murphy is. Hannibal Buress is fucking so funny. I really, really like Hannibal Buress. his dry delivery on some of his jokes is just so good. I love him in the Eric Andre show. He's great on podcasts when he goes on them. I really enjoy Hannibal. Ant, I don't know. George Carlin, obviously top tier. And if you go back and watch and listen to the shit that he talks about in his stand-up shows from like the 90s and 2000s, it's all extremely relevant to 2022 and 2023. It is crazy. He's a goat. He always will be. Mitch Hedberg, definitely a great tier. One of the goats too of all time. Is he? How did he died in 2005, right? Yeah, 2005, 37. Was it I don't remember what it was that made him pass away. But he was great. I don't know if I'd put him in the top tier, but definitely great. Hicks, I don't remember his first name. He's definitely in good tier. I don't know who this is. Gabriel Iglesias, listen, for me, Fluffy was pretty pivotal in my junior high years because he got so popular off of like 2 specials, and he was like a household name in my area. Like, Gabriel Iglesias was just, I don't know. I go back and I still love all of his, like, those original 2 or 3 stand-ups, and I still, even his most recent one was great. He's just a great storyteller, and he just, I don't know, he just knows how to do it, man. He's great. Jeff Dunham, same thing. Jeff Dunham, I grew up watching a lot of Jeff Dunham. The puppets is just a weird, like, additive that it's like what brings you in, because you hear about this comedian who's doing so good, and he's doing it with puppets and ventriloquism, whatever that word is. And like, I know ventriloquists were popular like way back in the day, but they kind of fell off. And then Jeff Dunham was the first person I can remember who brought it back into the limelight. And the characters he's created, like, they're so good. Like, if I say peanut and you guys know Jeff Dunham, you're gonna smile. It's gonna bring a smile to your face. You know, Jose Jalapeno on a stick. Like, it's just, he was so good at like marketing these characters. I don't know. He's talented. Emo Phillips, I don't know. Gilbert Godfrey, he's great. He's good. He's also very dirty, and people don't realize that. And I know he passed away, which is sad, but you should go listen to him reading like dirty fanfic stuff in his just very unique voice. It is so funny. Penn and Teller, that's weird. I didn't realize this was on here. I didn't know Penn and Teller really was like comedy. I thought they were magicians. So I know I've watched Penn and Teller, so I'm gonna put it in never seen because I didn't realize that's what they were. I don't know who this is. Okay, Jesselneck for me is great. Jesselneck is not for everybody, and by God, if you do not like raunchy comedy, do not go dig into it, because he is top list of that. He is dirty and filthy and does not hold back, and I think it is hilarious, and especially in today's day and age where everyone gets canceled. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. Amy Schumer, probably my least favorite comedian of all time. Not only did she steal jokes like Carlos Mencia, she is just kind of a bitch about it. I really dislike Amy Schumer. I never found any of her comedy funny, and the stuff that I did find funny on her TV show ended up being stolen from Saturday Night Live or the other two popular Mad TV and shit like that. Like, she's a piece of shit. Chappelle, listen, I don't give a shit what people's opinions are on Chappelle. He makes the best comedy. It's simple as that. Tom Segura, for me, is my favorite comedian. I think that he does everything almost to perfect. His podcast is amazing. Social media is amazing. I haven't read his book yet. His stand-up events are great. I've heard that he puts on amazing shows, and I think that there's a reason why he's one of the most viewed comedians at this point in time. He's really smart. I really enjoy his content. Big fan. Kevin Hart, you got to put Kevin Hart in that top tier. Nothing was bigger. I don't remember the show names well, but nothing was bigger than that like 2000, what would have been 10 show that just blew up the whole entire world. That Kevin Hart was like one of the greats. It was so good. He went, and you know what? And I respect Kevin Hart a lot because he's been grinding at this forever. Do you guys realize that Kevin Hart was in Scary Movie 2? You're going to think about that and be like, he was? Yeah. Dude's been grinding forever. Forever, dude's been hustling. He finally made it work. And that's the type of shit that gives me motivation when I'm having down days, not being able to find success in YouTube or stand-up or whatever the shit that I'm into. I think Kevin Hart, I'm like, dude was doing shit for so long before he was big. Like, he used to do Wildin' Out. Like, he was on that a bunch. Like, dude's just been grinding. Joe Rogan, you know what's weird? Is like, I like most people, I've watched the Rogan podcast, and I actually was an early viewer of the Rogan podcast. Like, I think I hopped on around like episode 300, maybe 200, because I watched a lot of UFC, and Joe Rogan was UFC. So like, when I started digging into the commentators, I was like, oh, Joe Rogan, oh, Fear Factor, oh, he has a podcast? Okay, what the fuck's a podcast? You know, and like, and I had watched from about 200 to, I don't know, maybe around 1,000, and then I just kind of fell off. But weird thing is like, I really liked his one stand-up show. Maybe I should have just had like a second page. I gotta see like if there's like an IMDb or something. There was one that I really, really, really liked, and I don't remember what it was called. Not Rocky Mountain High. Not. I don't know. I don't remember which one it was, but it was so funny. I remember staying up late one night with one of my buddies at my house and we were watching it, and we were just rolling on the floor dying. But then like after that, like there was a lot of them that I didn't really care for. I think he's great, and if we're talking like impact of comedians, he's definitely up there. Like, he's done so much for so many other comedians with his podcast. Like, it's hard not to consider him a great or even a top tier. But for me, stand-up wise, I'm not running to buy tickets like that fast. I don't even know who this is because they cut their face off. I've seen this guy. He's pretty good. I don't know what his first name was. Bill Burr tickles my funny bone so much, even though he hates fat people, and I don't care. I'm about it, dude. It's so funny. It's so damn funny. Bill Burr's one of the best for me. Dimitri Martin, meh. Never a big fan of his. Now that we're looking at this a little bit more, Pat Oswalt needs to go to good. Chris D'Elia. Ooh, this is an awkward time to talk about that guy. He's another one with Rogan. It's weird. I like Chris D'Elia's stuff more when he's on podcasts than I do his stand-up. And I don't know what it is. I don't know. I can't explain it to you. And it's not that I dislike him. I mean, well, he is a piece of shit, obviously, if everything that's coming out is true. But he, for me, just isn't in this top echelon. He's good, but he's not one of my favorites. Let's see here. Shelzinger, she's pretty good. Let's see here. I can't even tell who this is. I don't. That last name doesn't look familiar. Margaret Cho is good. She's pretty damn funny. Ken Jeong, I'm not a fan of his stand up at all. I think that he was great in The Hangover, and then just I don't really feel like he transitioned well, but maybe I'm wrong. Brent Crystals, he's definitely damn, I don't know. I think I'm gonna put him in good. I don't know how to explain Bert. Bert is like that chaotic good type of person. Like he's just so everywhere, and like the machine story is great. We all know it. It got overused, and I'm sure. I mean, he even talked about how much he hated like performing it because it just like he did it every single show. And I really actually liked his last two stand-ups. They were pretty great. He makes me uncomfortable, and I don't know how to explain. I know that sounds weird, but like I don't know. He's great. He's just not one of my favorites. Ron White though, definitely in that great tier. OG, hilarious, classic, love it. Jeff Foxworthy, don't sleep on that redneck comedy, man. Dude made a career about making redneck jokes, and they are hilarious. Let's see here. In Cavill, he is pretty good. I think I pronounced that wrong. Larry the Cable Guy, meh, wasn't for me. I know I just gave Jeff Foxworthy props and didn't give Larry the Cable Guy props. I felt Larry the Cable Guy's character was a little bit more like, I don't know, it was just too much, too silly for me. Jim Gaffigan, good. One of the so fucking funny and fairly clean if I remember right. Scoville, I don't know. Sarah Silverman, yeah. Listen, if you don't know, I'm sorry. Sarah Silverman, I think, is probably my favorite female comedian of all time. I mean, Ali Wong's up there. Ellen DeGeneres is actually really good. Her stand-up, I don't really care for her as a person or a show. I don't know who else is on here as far as female comedians. They didn't put Whitney Cummings on here, which is interesting. I'm actually not really a big fan of Whitney Cummings, but that's a different thing. So yeah, I think that Sarah Silverman's probably my favorite female comedian. Let's see here. Brian, I don't remember his last name. He's pretty goddamn funny. Norm Macdonald, R.I.P. Definitely one of the greats. Goods. But greats like in history, good in my books. Zach Galifianakis, did he ever do comedy? I don't know. It's the same boat as Kim Jong. Like, I mean, okay, that's not true. But the Two Ferns show is absolutely hilarious. But I don't know what else I've seen him in. I don't remember this guy's first name, but he's pretty funny. Bo Burnham, definitely good. I mean, I really, 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 like everybody, loved his lockup special. I think that Inside, I think that it's probably one of the best like comedic art pieces I think I've ever seen, and it really hit the nail on the nose on how everyone was feeling during that, and had some pretty thought-provoking stuff. And even before that, Bo was pretty damn good. I'm a pretty big fan of his. I'm gonna have to redo this. I think we're gonna have to redo this because I want these to be in order and fairly in order. Let's just get through all this and then we'll realign them. Todd Glass, he's definitely in the good tier. Ellen DeGeneres, definitely in the good tier. Her stand-up's really good. Tom Papa, definitely in the good tier. Ralphie May for me is in the goddamn top tier. Dude was a fucking legend and made me die of laughter. And yo, we're both fat, so shout outs. Louis C.K. same. Louis C.K. might be. Oh, dude, I don't know how I'm gonna do my top one. Oh fuck. Louis C.K. is, yeah. God damn it, he's so good. Ali Wong, definitely in that great list. In no, she's in good. I can't put her there. I'm not familiar with this. Eddie Murphy, yep, top tier. Kathy Griffin is also really, really, really funny. Oh man. Lenny Bruce, not familiar. Chris Rock is in good for me. No, that's not true. I can't say that because if we're talking Chris Rock from the 90s, we're talking like an absolute masterclass. Adam Sandler stand up. I don't know. I'd have to dig into that more. I saw the most recent stand up thing he did that was like the tribute to Chris Farley, and that was really good. Steve Martin, dude, Steve Martin in the 90s was a goddamn killer. Ronnie Dangerfield, definitely a great. Andrew Dice Clay, definitely in that top tier. I don't know, Carson? I don't know. Seinfeld. It's so weird. I've listened to some of Seinfeld's stand-up, and I'm just... Maybe I just not listening to the right stuff. I don't think it's that great. But he's obviously like a goddamn, like, you know, historian of comedy. I don't know. He's one of the best. Like, when people talk about, like, people who've made the most money and been the most successful, he's always there. Godfrey... I'm not familiar enough with him. I'm not familiar with him. Kinnison is obviously... I'm going to put him in great. Oh, Mark Maron. He's really funny. Took me a second. Bill Maher. Here the problem I have with Bill Maher is like I only know Bill Maher with like political stuff, and I don't do political stuff, so I don't know how he is as a stand-up. I don't know who this is. Wanda Sykes. She's really funny. Jay Moore is really funny. Jim Brewer is really funny. George Wallace, I'm not familiar with. I'm not familiar with that person or that. I don't know what. Gallagher, I don't know. I didn't watch. I don't know enough about Gallagher. Is that Bobcat? Bobcat's decent. Lewis Black, I didn't watch enough. Aziz Ansari, I'm not the biggest fan of. Reggie Watts, pretty goddamn good. Patrice O'Neal is definitely a great for me. He had R.I.P. first off, but his shit makes me die. I've seen this guy once. Right, I don't remember. Eugene, I don't know that. John Panea, he's good. I don't know who that is. Kyle, oh, he's really funny. Jeff Ross, meh for me. His roast stuff is funny, but I don't like his stand-up. I don't know who this is. Doug Benson is hilarious. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Frank Calla, he's the dude who got famous doing impersonations, right? He's all right. Daniel Tosh for me is definitely in that great tier. Don't think just Tosh.0. If you know his stand-up, you know he's a goddamn goat. Joe Coy also up there in that goat level. I don't know who this is. I don't know who John Reap is. Nope. Bruce is funny. Todd Barry, nope. Wow, there's more that I thought. I only know these last two. No, I know Pete Holmes too. So got a lot of comedians I can look for. I know Lewis Black, I know Godfrey, I know Mayer, I know a lot of these people, but I just like I've only seen like what clips or maybe one special. It's hard to really like rate someone off that. Nick Swartzen is great, or excuse me, good. I find Nick Swartzen to be really funny though. Pete Holmes is good, and then Nick Kroll is growing on me a lot. he's pretty goddamn hilarious. Okay, let's rank my top tier, which is going to be tough, and then let's adjust. So let's adjust first. Let's see, because there's too many in good. I feel like we got to be a little bit more rude here. So is there anyone that needs a downgrade? Let's downgrade. No, that's fair. Meh is fair. Let's put Pete at meh. Let's put Bruce. Yeah, maybe Jay Moore. Adam Sandler, because I don't know enough. Jim Boer, yeah. No, he's got to stay there. Cross got to stay there, Bill. Let's put Bill at meh. Foxworthy can stay. Cho's staying. Todd Glass is staying. We'll put Schillingser in meh. Chris is staying. Marron. Jesus. Kathy Griffin probably going to the bottom there. Oswald's probably going much higher. Hicks is staying. Robin Williams is staying. John Rivers is staying. Laney is definitely moving up on this list. Okay, hold on. This is getting tough. So I'm gonna rank everything here up, and it's gonna be really difficult. So probably putting Pat at the bottom, followed by Brian. Seems like a group. Put him above Norm. Bo's probably going right below Hannibal. Jim's going above Bert. Nick's going behind Norm. Okay, yeah, that's how I would do this level. And then the greats. Fuck. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm doing. The greats. I gotta think for me. For me, who is the best great here? Probably Chris, Rock, Tosh, Attell, Patrice, Jesselneck, yeah. Gabriel. Oh, God, this is tough. Rogan. Kinnison. Steve. Joe. Coy. Sarah Silverman. No, I can't do that. Bernie. Sarah Silverman. Ron White. Hedgeberg, and then Rodney Dangerfield. That's what I would do my grades. And then my top. Oh, fuck. Segura's probably staying at 1. Chappelle's probably 2. Louis probably... Oh, dude, you can flip a coin with these two, man. Louis probably 3rd. Burr's 4th. Ralphie May's 5th. Kevin Hart's 6th. Carlin's 7th. Eddie Murphy's 8th. Andrew's 9th. Richard Pryor's 10th. That's my top of this list. Oh, man, it hurts. I don't know. I don't know if I even agree with myself. This is hard. This is probably the hardest tier list I've done. Because, like, I'm sitting here looking, I'm like, fuck, though, like some of Bert's specials could definitely put him in great. You know? I don't know, man. This is tough. This is tough. Okay, we're leaving it at that. That's my top 10 on this list. Let me know what you guys think. We're going to check out the community rank. Okay, so I have several of them in my top tier. So Louis Chappelle's in my top tier. Seinfeld's not. Bill, George, Robin Williams is not. John is not. Eddie is. The greats. Bo's up. Wow, Bo's higher than I thought he would be. Okay, I guess people agree with me on Silverman. Hannibal's higher than I put him, but that's cool. Sandler's higher than I put him. Ooh, there's some people missing out of this great one that I definitely don't agree with. Patton Oswalt. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with these guys. Shit tier? Who's in shit tier that I really... Okay, Nick should not be in shit tier. Ralphie May in shit tier? You guys are fucking out of your mind. Same with Ron White. You're telling me that Ralphie May and Ron White are in the same tier list as Carlos Mencia? Bro, you are fucking joking, right? No way, man. No, okay. These people doing these tier lists fucking are stupid. This is ridiculous. Hacks? I mean, some of these I don't know, so I can't really comment on. There's no one in this list that I necessarily disagree with because I don't think I know any of these. No, Andrew Dice Clay at Hack. Okay, well, this community rankings suck. I'm sorry. All right, back to mine. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.